Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The funny thing about these Pokemon Go changes, actually there's a lot of funny things about it, but the main thing that's funny to me about these updates or this update is that these are changes and not just new additions. They know if they just added these new designs, no one would pick them. No one. Not women, not trans people, not non-binary people. No one. Certainly not men. This nonsense about how now we've made them look just like you. Like no woman believes she looks like that. And it's funny how in the promo picture that they're using, Pokemon Go app put out this tweet. You know, they have this ridiculous picture of an actual girl. I guess she's scanning her phone or something, and she's looking at the avatar that supposedly looks just like her. And the avatar looks like a trans woman. Just like no woman looks at that and says, this is how I want to look. No trans woman wants to look like that. That's the whole reason why they have dysphoria in the first place, because they look like what they are. They look like men. Like a trans woman wouldn't pick this avatar if they were given a choice. And a woman certainly doesn't think she looks like that. Even if she said, yeah, I don't have the biggest hips. I don't have big boobs. I don't look like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian or something. She would expect one of her girls, all of her girls, to tell her, no, you're beautiful. You're hot. You're amazing. You get it, girl. You don't have to look like Sabrina Carpenter to look great. Whatever, right? And she'd also expect some guy. If she told that to a guy, she wants the guy to be like, hey, look, I like what you got. I'm trying to get in that ass. You know? Even if she knows she looks like Lizzo, she wants to be told that she's hot and attractive. Like you can't tell a woman she looks like Lizzo because she knows that that doesn't look good. But she wants to think of herself as being attractive. So if she's going to make a character, and that's what's so funny about this whole thing, the backlash to it is hilarious because it's so many women. This is one of the few times, or the only time I can really think of when they've done these gender neutral changes, and it's not targeted at men. It's like, the thing is, usually they get away with this when they do to Mary Jane. They can do that because they expect and they know mostly men are going to play Spider-Man. But tons of women, and this is that whole thing when they talk about 50% of women play video games. No, 50% of women play video games like Pokemon Go. So now there's this huge normie backlash to it because a lot of this stuff is driven by women. A lot of the stuff that they get away with is because women don't care about this stuff. So they can pretend, these activists, these cancel pigs, they can pretend that what they're doing is to include women, but women are just not interested in it. Now they've come into a game where women actively care about it. They care about how their avatars look because they want cute stuff. It's like how they made the Marvels and it's supposedly for women, but women didn't want to go see that. They wouldn't saw Barbie because that's what they care about. You could pretend that this neutral gender bullshit is a thing, but it's not. It's only a thing for feminists and activists, not a thing for real people. And so it's great that these idiots, what is Niantic, who are actually behind making Pokemon Go app, apparently they teamed up with another Sweet Baby Inc. type DEI sensitivity group, the Gamer with a Y, Gaymer, Gamer X or whatever, and they come up with these nonsense designs. And again, instead of just making them additions to what's already there so that people can choose it, no, they change everything. Tell these women who they're mostly appealing to, now they look like you. Like this whole thing when men complain about uglified women like MJ, those ugly heifers in Mortal Kombat, and sociopaths literally reply, you don't know what a real woman looks like. But all you have to do, like I always make the joke, it's not even a joke, really, don't make the observation. Just go to Trader Joe's. Just go to, Walmart. Just go to Target or something. You will see plenty of attractive, sexy chicks. And they don't all look like Eve, but they're attractive. They're women. You don't look at them and go, oh, is that a dude? Are they trying to appeal to the trans gays? No, you know what a woman looks like. You don't even have to have a woman. You don't have to ever have touched a woman. You could just look online. I did a video where it showed all these different little pop star girls. That's what women want to see. They don't want to see MJ. They don't want to see MJ as a pop star. And they don't want their avatars to look like MJ from Spider. And it's so funny, again, to see normies react to this gender neutral. I can't even say androgynous. Something about androgynous sounds better than what's being produced here. They're literally saying that men are women. They're saying that women look like men, that there's no difference between men and women. And I don't understand why they keep doing this thing where these people are trying to pretend that people are all the same and not different. That the two genders, or actually more than two genders, but males and females are essentially just the same thing. Even though they have feminism, even though they have this thing where they demonize men about every little thing, they still try to pretend, though, actually, we're just the same. There's no difference between us. And I don't get how that's supposed to stop people from being prejudiced. Just pretending that people are not different. All you have to do is look at the people around you and see that people are different. So you're not being inclusive. You're being divisive. You're pissing people off and making the LGBTQ community look bad. And you're saying that these people are so out of touch with reality that they can't stand the fact that the world is made up of men and women, and somehow their mental issues are more important than most of the world who don't have these problems. Like this thing where they're doing in video games where they just have body type A and B. Most people know what a man's body and a woman's body looks like. They don't all fit in one box. We know this. But you should have male and female. If you want to do other, just do other. Add a third option for the 0.0.1% of people who's going to even care or play this game. And most trans people don't even have that issue. If you put out a game and a trans person plays it, you have male and female, they're going to pick female. They're not going to sit there and go, well, actually, I'm trans. It's like the video I did on Hogwarts Legacy with that stupid trans character. I forgot this idiot's name, but I hate that character because, I'll get into it probably in another video. It's funny how activists made Hogwarts Legacy such a huge hit when in reality, if they didn't say anything, a lot of people would point out just how absurdly woke that game is. It's a lot of fun. It's great in a lot of ways, but it's really hurt and undercut by stupid things like this trans character, Serona. There's another character you talk to who literally says, oh, my father sent my sister to, I think it was Cambridge College, and used magic to make my sister look like a boy. So she's the first woman to go to Cambridge College and graduate from Cambridge College, even though she's actually seen to them as a boy, but she was a girl who got an education there. Now, this is my whole point when I did the video about Serona, this trans character in the world of Harry Potter, where no trans person would just use magic to just be trans. They would literally just use magic to just be a woman. And if people were just smart enough and brave enough to do it, they would just make a story about Serona being actually born a male. And that would be the story. You'd find out that actually this person was born a male. They wouldn't just be a trans person with a trans voice. Like I said, nobody who makes a character in Hogwarts Legacy is going to make, if they're trans, they're not going to make a trans character. They're just going to be like, if I'm a trans woman, I'm just going to make a girl. Or, like me, usually when I play RPGs, I just play as a girl. So if they don't care, if they like playing as boys, they just play as a boy. But there would never be this issue where, you know what, I need to be other, I need to be non-binary. People who care about this stuff, there's not enough of them to worry about appeasing, and not enough of them where you have to alienate everybody else just to appease them. And it's great to see. In Hogwarts, it's great to see how successful it was, where people didn't give a shit about worrying about, your trans friends are going to be mad if you play the game, when a lot of the trans friends are playing the game too. But in this case, you have a bunch of women who play Pokemon Go, and now they see how, like, the thing is, they probably didn't even pay attention to a lot of this controversy of people talking about Eve from Stellar Blade or MJ and stuff like that. But now it's affecting them, and they see, yeah, what does this have to do with me? Why are you making my character look like a dude? You've changed my character. I spent money and time making a perfect, cute avatar with nice hips and cute legs, a little bust, and you've ruined it by making it look like some skater boy somewhere. Terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Going through Twitter and looking at all the different people posting pictures of their avatars and things that they found is hilarious. And it's insulting because it's like, there is no way that the people who worked on this, the people, Gamer X or whoever, the people who in Niantic who approved this, there's no way they didn't see this as being damaging. Which is why, again, they forced the change rather than just, hey, we've got these new additional options for you if you want them to look more non-binary and more gender neutral for whatever strange reason. It doesn't make sense, but we'll put this in here. Of course, they don't think that because they're trying to force these behaviors. They're trying to force you. And they know they can't actually, nobody's going to change. Nobody's going to go, you know what? I've played enough games with women that look like men. I'm now sexually interested in trans women now. Like, never going to happen. If you're pan or bi, you're going to be interested. Other than that, you're not going to be interested. It doesn't matter. You're not going to change people. You're going to piss people off. You just make them quit playing your game, and they're going to go on to do something else. And it's funny, that this is the backlash is really driven by women, because even Kotaku, when they do an article about this, normally, if this was, the guys, they'd be like, the backlash against Pokemon Go is disgusting. Sexists and bigots screech on Twitter about how much they hate the new inclusive avatars in Pokemon Go. They don't say that. The guy tries to slip in this little comment about only people who would care about diversity and inclusion in a game are the whiniest people who don't like that. But we have to admit, in Pokemon Go, it is a little too far what they've done. And it's because women don't like it. A lot of this stuff, women push this DEI shit in the first place. Women push this stuff about trans women being in women's sports. And once women stop going along with it, then this stuff will stop. And they know that. So they keep trying to isolate and separate people from what they really care about. And they can't do it here because there's so many women who love Pokemon. You can't just, gaslight people like you can with the guys who are excited about Stellar Blade, or the guys who are, and women, there are women who are pissed off at the female Custodes, the Adaptus Custodes in Warhammer. I'll probably do a video on that. I don't know. But the thing is, the reason why I'm doing a video about that is how normally the usual suspects, the cancel pigs, do this thing where they dismiss you and laugh at you and shit on you for caring about these things, these changes. Now you see a bunch of women who are just simply saying, my cute avatar has been destroyed. Now you can't really tell them to shut up. You have to sit there and go, you know what? I guess you do have a point. This does look bad. If it was just men, they'd laugh at you and say, who cares? Cry about it. Go play another game. It's not for you. Now, though, and that's what's great about this, they bit off more than they could chew. I don't know. I don't understand what made them think that they could get away with this. It's like they're trolling people. Like looking at that first picture from the Pokemon Go app Twitter where they look just like you. It's like, there's no way when whoever intern or whatever posted that picture, posted that tweet, no way they looked at that and thought, women are going to think this is great. Women want to look like whatever this dude looks like, as opposed to Madison Beer or something, Lana Del Rey or something. I don't know. But it's like, I mean, literally, some of these designs are just like, are like they're trying to inspire racism and sexism and homophobia and transphobia in the community. It's like they talk about DEI, but diversity and inclusion, these are not things that these people are interested in. DEI has nothing to do with that. Like Pokemon Go was already diverse and inclusive. I did a video a little while ago talking about Pokemon Go and Pal World. And I was saying then, I think it was 2016, right? When Pokemon Go came out, how there was a brief moment in the summer, it might have been a month, might have been a little bit more than a month, might have been less than a month, where everybody in the world seemed to be playing Pokemon Go. And it was such a wholesome thing to see people like, co-workers, as Mexican guys and Mexican girls and black guys and black girls playing this game. I'm riding the bus, watching some old Asian woman I used to always see not do anything when she's riding the bus. Now all of a sudden she's playing Pokemon Go. It's so many people playing it from all different walks of life. That's something that they always seem to push when they do trailers and ads for Pokemon Go. But all of a sudden now they need to change simple fundamental things that people, their avatars, the trainers, making them look like trans people now, because all of a sudden it's not enough to just have people design what they want. They now have to change all of that to push an agenda that nobody will ever accept. Nobody believes that trans women are women. Trans women don't believe it, which is why activists push this so hard. And I feel like they can't believe that they're ever going to win. Nobody's ever going to wake up and look at one of these avatar-looking things that's supposed to be a representation of a woman and believe that that's attractive. So that's why I think it's a psyop, because it's like you must be trying to radicalize people to do something bad to the LGBTQ community so you can come up with a reason to take away people's rights or something. I don't know what this is about. It's absurd. It's silly. And it's not needed, because all they had to do is that they really believed that this was being more diverse and more inclusive. They would have just made additions to what was already there. And they would have watched how nobody would use it. Nobody would use it. The only people who would use it is people trying to be funny so they can show it on TikTok or Twitter or something, and people who are trying to own the chuds who wouldn't care either way.